Good evening to those who listen. It's October 23rd, 2024, 6:18 p.m. and uh, lots of things going on in the news. No way we can go in depth on all these, so I'll just try to briefly go through each one. There's been a lot of stuff, and this is not just today, yesterday, last few days. Obviously, it's been a while since the blackout happened in Cuba. As far as I know, they're still without power. And there's been rumors and stories going around that maybe the United States is next. What the bleep's going on? We got all these floods going on. Come on, man. Italy, France, North Carolina, Florida, New Mexico. All these places are flooding. Jimmy Dore had a story about some schools. The preschools are trying to teach kids not to misgender animals. Come on now. World is getting weird. So, the kid, and these are preschool. There's 5-year-old kids, and they want them to, not only not to misgender people, but now animals. And they're not talking about just animals and birds. They're talking about trees and plants. I can't believe what the Pope said. Pope says that Jesus failed on the cross. And then there's also, I don't know about, how true the global Bible ban is, but another story. So as you can see, I didn't go into none of this. I mean, it would take forever. It would just literally take forever. Grand Supreme News, Evolutionary Energy, Jimmy Dore. So just look at all these. You can go check it out yourself. Truth in Bible Prophecy. The former president's going to be on the Joe Rogan show. Wow. Joe Rogan has more viewers on his podcast than anybody else by 3 times. No one's even close. And he has more viewers than all of the MSM channels. The NWO is here. Not just so much that, and that was another Jason A. He puts out some good stuff. It's not just saying, oh, it's coming. It's actually starting. It's already here, really. There's so much to go through. It's like I might have to go individually on some of this stuff. All right. So in D.C., they were preparing for evacuation. There was an alert, if you remember, on Monday. But now they're saying somebody actually, had heard them saying that it was for an airplane attack. That's crazy. Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Oh, that's what she meant. All right, sorry. I gotta remember what it's about now. Hold on, let me think. Oh yeah, so this one is like the most important one, and I got a prediction from this. So supposedly that they started Agenda 21 back in 1992. I'll have to make a separate video about this too, because it'll just be too long. But Agenda 21 in 1992. It looks like it started like April, but a lot of the stuff, they had meetings and not conventions, you know what I'm talking about, where they all got together and we're talking about it and everything. So 1992 to now is 32 years. Wow. So one more year, it'll be 33. 33 years. Ain't that number something? And then, the 92, it was April 23rd. There's another number, 23 and 33. So 33 years. So, so my prediction is We only got 1 year left. And I'm not talking about the end of the world, but when all this stuff I think is actually going to start going into effect, and it's going to start going really super fast, everything after that. It'll be like the start of, of everything starting to get to really start rolling really fast. And I know it's been kind of going that way, but now it's going to start speeding up again is what I'm trying to get at. So I'm not saying exactly, but I think by the end of 2025, there's going to be big events. And, a lot of people might be gone one way or another. And, all their Agenda 21, Agenda 2030. Now, I didn't realize that it was that far back for Agenda 21. But Agenda 2030 is like the same thing, with some tweaks to it. So they want to have everything in there by 2030, but I think, so maybe it starts next year, and then they'll have it fully implemented by 2030, which I think it'd be sooner than that too. So if you take 4 years add 4 years to 2025, you get 2029. That's when I think everything will be done with by then, even maybe in 28. Just personal opinion, what I think could be happening. Oh, gotta watch Hustle. FEMA and those BR, the good old boys at BR, wow, had some secret partnership going on. Very informing. I'd like to go through each one of these because there's a lot going on. Project Sandman, everybody's got to look into that. Look into Project Sandman. And that might be going into effect really soon too. Marfugel says he thinks this is it. So he thinks by January, major stuff's going to be going on. And he said he'd be surprised if by February that everything is still like it is now, I guess. There's lots of stuff going on, but it's going to be like, right before. I think it's going to happen right before the election or right after. He thinks so too, but maybe by January, because there might be somebody new. Actually, there is going to be somebody new coming in for the president. I was trying not to make this long, but it's going to be long. What else happened? Oh yeah, a satellite got destroyed, and they don't know what it caused it. Supposedly mystery. Could be a little asteroid or something like that. Okay, so now we know that the Is country, the Hamas leader, the guy who took over, they just got him too now. They don't want you to see. They don't want to see before 2025. Jason A. again, all about George, good old George, and his past. You'll be surprised. His past. Super Dave, nope, sorry, Super Dave. I don't want any of this cotton candy. But we got time to watch this real thing. So I told him no cotton candy.
Sometimes it's sweet, sometimes it's not.
So yeah, but he did put out a good video about Prince. So Prince was warning about today's technology way back in 1999, and it is kind of cryptic. I think he had some inside knowledge, if you know what I mean. We got the current president, if he's still current president, is now giving Medicaid to the illegals that are coming in. So they can get whatever they want. They go to the hospital. Oh, don't have to worry about it. Oh, it's all free. I did a meme. It was I was watching The Floor, and he's the host of the show, and he made this face. I don't know, it's weird. I just happened to pause it so I could make some tea, and it just happened to be there, and I was like, wow, that would make a great meme. But nobody seemed to like it. I thought it was very funny. We got time for this little quick one here.
Okay, Grandma, do you want to vote for the first black woman president ever? Okay, she's a Democrat too. Okay, so I'll show you where to write. Keep the pen in your hand, and it's right here.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Isn't this... Shouldn't this be illegal?
Good job, Grandma.
That's elder abuse.
You got to vote for the first woman president, Harris. Kamala Harris.
Well, she looks like she knows what she just did. No! And we can go on and on about that too. We've already had tons of election machines doing all kinds of weird stuff, if you know what I mean. Switching the names around, stuff like that. I think there's going to be, I had a scenario, just throw this out there. What if on election day itself, when everybody's out, voting, all of a sudden, all these gangs start coming around and starting stuff. And then they say, oh, it's not safe to vote, so we'll have to postpone the election. I had a feeling that that's not what's going to happen, but it's just a scenario. I have a bunch of scenarios that could happen. I got a feeling there might not even be an election. Something might happen right before that to stop it. And I'm talking about a conflict. Okay, we had the flash flood in New Mexico. Terrible, terrible. The off-grid with Doug and Stacy, another good one. And so Springfield, Ohio, if you remember that, where they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. Well, in there it says that, some people have actually shown more videos. And that is really real. Again, that's up to you to research and stuff about that. I'm not going to go into that. But apparently they are evicting people out of their homes so they can house these illegals. It's not right. It's crazy. And this woman here, she was living in this place for 6 years. And then the illegal immigrant went and posted up that she had 3 days. She had 3 days she was being evicted. So what's going on? Why are they getting all these special privileges and then forcing Americans out? They get free everything you can think of, and then they just force people out so then they have somewhere to go. Well, meanwhile, Americans have to struggle. Homeless people, nothing for them. Nothing. Come on. And then, of course, we got Is Country. Supposedly, they made plans for their attack on the I ran to the grocery store country. And now they leaked them out. So anybody on the can look it up on the internet, supposedly. Come on. They've been doing drills. Earthquake drills. Not just in California, but we got the New Madrid area. They're doing drills. It's not a question of if, it's when. So they're all preparing for what would happen if there was an earthquake in that area. And of course, we got FEMA, lots of stories. Oh, they're not helping the people. They're not, going and getting the food and distributing the food and blah, blah, blah. And then there's militias forming against them and people. I heard that there was one guy who called and threatened them, so they had to shut down the operation for a few days. Like, come on. They build this great big giant camp, and it's not for the victims, the people that are without homes now. No, it's for the FEMA workers. And they had a big party. Let's celebrate, let's have a big party. Oh, because you get to have these nice place to stay while you're helping these people out. And no, the government didn't geoengineer that storm or other storms. Come on now. That ain't right. but we know. The biolab, I don't know if you heard about that. That was a little while back. Might be a week ago. All the people are getting sick, supposedly throwing up blood and stuff. And the guy who testified against it, he barely got through the testimony. And he was like, he was one of those, he worked for exposing, things, and he's not, he's just doing like his job to expose, when things are going wrong. And they said there needs to be a criminal investigation and all this. And he's having a hard time breathing and he's coughing. And then right after he finishes testimony, he goes out in the hallway and dies. So fishy. Oh, we got Kamala, who was saying that you don't belong here. You need to go to the rally down the road. Jesus is Lord. It was Christ is King. Jesus is Lord. Oh, you're at the wrong rally. Mocking God. But was it staged? It could have been staged, but either way, it doesn't matter because that's just wrong. That's blasphemy. Why would anybody vote for that? Okay, and then then we got I just repeated those. Yeah. All right, so there's your update. That was long, but there's a bunch of news. If you haven't seen all of this, maybe you saw something new. I don't know. There's some really important stuff. Try to go back and watch each one of these. Some of them are, short, and you don't have to go through the whole thing, but some of them are really important, I think. I think the most important ones are the Doug and Stacey. That one's important. Watch that one. Yeah, watch the Prince one. That was actually short. So watch that. That one's a good one. That might make you mad if you watch the French Hot Blue video. The George guy, who I almost said the last name on accident there. But yeah, if you want to hear about his past, and wow, it's like, wow, this thing's been going on for decades. Project Sandman, look that one up. The other one by Off Grid, Doug and Stacey, that's another important one. This one you have to watch, FEMA and BR. I believe that's it. All right, so thanks for watching. God bless.